Shalom, shalom to the 144,000, the elect. Before I get started, let me give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rokak Kodash. The one to the apostle nails of great millstone. Peace and blessing to the brothers that are preaching the truth in the four winds of the earth. May Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, have mercy upon you. Alright, here we go again. So-called white man going in on his people and spilling the beans. And when I say spill the beans, meaning, normally when you Jakes start talking about what took place in the past and concerning, all of the atrocities that, and the hell that we've been through, so-called white people, they would. That wasn't none of me. And we know that they all benefited from what? From their forefathers or their past or their history, right? I mean, this is another so-called white man, we don't go by skin color, skin tone, so he could be a Jake. But then again, he could be a straight redneck, right? But the thing is that a house divided is the worst part of a house being divided is amongst the people on the inner workings of the cities. That's we'll say secondary, because the worst house divided is could be America being divided from themselves, from I ain't want to go into nothing else, y'all. NATO, right? But we're gonna deal with the inner workings of it, because this is what's gonna kick off everything. Jacob Trouble, New World Order, microchip, all that, which is what happens in the inner workings of these cities, and they need the people to serve a purpose. But while you Jakes running around him, you got your little stamps. Esau gonna rock you to sleep. What's that precept is? Damn. I'll think of it in a minute. Anyway, he gonna rock you to sleep, and you gonna think that everything is good, right? And the next time it come, hey, maybe, maybe even not, But 2026 is not gonna be a good year for nobody. And these so-called white folk, they know this here, right? This is why they what? Man, let me tell you something. You got these red southern redneck down here in the South, man. They've been preparing for this stuff, man, since they grandfather was living. Huh? Since they grandfathers. Right? So they've been prepared for the thing. They knew. Like look at his page. His name is Chase. Lincoln Looper, right? He said, fill out the form on. He got a form you fill out. He said, for the revolutionary guides on what? Organizing, protesting, disrupting community defense, as well as the leadership structure, operating doctrine, and the tenets of fight back if you would like to open a chapter in your area. Y'all hear that? And he's not this so-called white man here. He's not talking just for don't like he's just talking to white folks. Right? Don't let me just, let me see something here. Roy Lewis says to Chase, understanding human rights and self-determination, section 1, what are human? And then he got rights. Human rights are the basic freedom and protection that belongs to every person simply because they are what are human. Let me see something here. That's a lie. Raw Lewis, I'm trying to see what Raw was he a so-called black man or white man, because in the Constitution when they wrote that you slave, Jake. Yeah, he got a long list of them. I'm not finna read all this crap. It don't apply to you, Jake. I don't know if I think it's a Jake, look like it, but let's twinkle down this stuff. Let's get this out the way. Good God Almighty, man. Do you have to do this here, man? Alright. Oh yeah, okay. Let's read the last part right here. How can we know when a people truly have their human rights? What steps could Afro descendants take to restore self-determination? See, this is a brother here. What the difference between equality under the law and equality is reality? Yeah, that's a brother. See, he he thinking he got some type of right. He ain't got no right, man. Not in Esau's kingdom. Chase Joseph Thomas, man, I'm a child of segregation. You have not clue until you wear my skin. See, you're gonna always be a divided, a division. See, this is what Esau wants. The wicked elite. This is what they want. They want them to be against one another. Right? They want to be against one another. Well, it's gonna happen anyway, But it's just a matter of time. But these Edomites down here, across the South, they're against the government before anything, because they're not worried about you, Jake. You Jakes ain't got nothing, man. Most of y'all dumb anyway, and you're not looking to have all y'all want. Most of y'all want is what? Is a little food on your table, man, and go out and fornicate with one another. That's all y'all want. But these white folks, they lost farms, they lost houses, they lost their entire livelihood that was passed to them from generation to generation, which is all them acres and farms and stuff. They took all that. And that wasn't even that was doing what's name term. Lucy Donaldson says to Joseph Thomas, exactly. These people want to talk about our stories in order to control the narrative. This is the only way this is the only way you're gonna believe it. Because, how long we've been trying to tell you all about. It's just like now. The only time you're gonna listen to the truth of the Bible is when a so-called white man tell you. I don't know what you talking about. Thank you, my sister. You're their biggest fear. A strong, intelligent black woman. See that black woman shit? See that black woman shit? See, it's just. What you gonna do? What y'all gonna do? Soon, if you stand there, let's say y'all do have a weapon, right? Soon as somebody get hit and your brain fly on your shoulder, you gonna go into a panic or rage. You're not gonna do anything, man. Y'all just be running y'all mouth. Just like y'all ran y'all mouth when they took your stamps. You ain't do nothing. Shut the hell up. Marcus Smith said the crack epidemic of the 1980s. You know what? Let's hear him out before I actually go in this right here, so y'all get some context of what he going into. And this is what they talking about. Okay, let's get it.
The government didn't stop killing black leaders because it had some moral awakening. It stopped because it didn't need to anymore. Once they wiped out the radicals, Malcolm, Hampton, King, the revolution got cut off at its knees. After that, why waste a bullet when you can kill a movement before it even starts? By the 80s, they swapped black power for black profit, handed out a few golden tickets, made sure just enough black folks were rich and famous to sell the lie that the system works. Instead of liberation, they handed out contracts, endorsements, executive positions. Instead of black power, they sold black excellence. Nobody's saying black folks shouldn't be successful, but success inside the system ain't the same as dismantling it. They let a few through the gates just as long as they played by the rules. And those rules Talk about personal success, not collective struggle. Build a brand, not a movement. They don't gotta assassinate anymore. They can just buy you out or turn you into a punchline. Look at Colin Kaepernick. Stood up for something. Got blackballed out of the league. Angela Davis spent decades on FBI watch lists. Fred Hampton taught them their lesson. Don't let them get big enough in the first place to matter. So now they lock people up before they get too loud. Call them terrorists, call them extremists. Then turn them into a headline, a mugshot, or a social media circus. For the rest, they dangle the American dream like a carrot. Work hard, climb the ladder, keep your head down. But whose dream is that? Black median wealth is projected to hit 0 by 2053. Redlining never disappeared. They just rebranded it as gentrification. Jim Crow didn't end. It mutated into mass incarceration. More black men are in prison today than there were enslaved in 1860. That is not coincidence. That is design. And this machine doesn't just grind down black communities. Yeah, black folks take the hardest hit. But they're not the only ones trapped inside it. Working class whites, Latinos, immigrants, poor folks, it keeps them at each other's throats while real power stays untouched. They convinced half the country that a CEO with their skin color is their ally, while their neighbor is their enemy. Divide and conquer. Same playbook. So the real question ain't what happened to the movement, it's how to bring it back. If they don't have to kill revolutionaries anymore, that means we already lost once. Winning again won't look comfortable. It won't be polite. The next wave of revolutionaries will seem too much, too radical, too angry, too unwilling to compromise. But that's the only way forward. The civil rights movement was called extreme in its time. The labor movement was called un-American. Every fight for freedom gets smeared before it gets won. History's already told us the truth. Nothing changes until people get real uncomfortable. The system doesn't break itself. We break it.
Y'all see him, don't you? Huh? Y'all see him, don't you? He said we break it. But hey, this is what Esau Edom depends on anyway. You know, these so-called white people, they're not gonna be just running their mouth and talking, you know, and all that shit. They're not gonna starve, just sit around here and starve. They're gonna come at you jakes too. Cause we know y'all got guns, but y'all ain't got no bullets. Esau got millions of rounds of bullets, man, waiting on y'all asses, man. So your best bet is to link up with a so-called white man that may have your back. Huh? You be better off linking up with this guy right here than linking up with a Jake in the hood talking about I got a switch and ain't got one banana clip with 16 bullets in it. Man, y'all some jokes, man. Y'all really are some jokes, man. You know what that is? What that precept? The children of light, the children of this world, which is Esau Edom, is wiser than the children of light, which is us as a people as a whole, right? You know, most of us, we dumb. We don't know nothing, man. You know, when y'all be trying to debunk something, especially be trying to debunk the Bible, when and you know the same book you claim you love, and it's that you love and you obey, but you buck up against it every time you hear it read. Because why? Because everything is not going to sound good. Not going to sound good. You know, most of y'all a bunch of weed smokers and porch drinkers. That's what you are. Marcus Smith says the crack epidemic of 1980s. Gary Well wrote an entire article on it. There we go, y'all. Talking about these black leaders and stuff. Y'all don't know all them paid for too. Paid and bought too. Andrea told, Andrea Franklin, responding to Michael Smith, it was much more than black folks selling the stuff who the bigger picture brought the stuff into the United States or allow it to get inside our borders the last time. Here we go. Man, let me tell you something, man. We've been talking about this shit here forever. Forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. This shit, y'all just coming around talking about this here. But guess what? A lot more. When I was a child, the evidence was more. It wasn't as watered down as it is today, right? Shit is so watered down now. You know how many books they didn't and words that they didn't add to these mysteries, to these stories. Cause that's all y'all getting is a bunch of stories, man. Y'all young folks don't be knowing. Y'all don't know nothing, man. And then you be trying to be proud with your education, like you know something when you don't know anything. Marcus Smith. It was much more than black folks selling the stuff. Who the bigger picture? I read that. Oh, okay. Marcus Smith, Gary. They arguing about something that neither one of them really don't know what they're talking about. Walter Pickney says there is a much bigger problem today. The planet is fighting to exist and support all forms of life. Yeah, Esau Edom is killing everything on the planet. He's not only he's taking the animals out and everything. Like I said, like I always say, he want everything be an organism, right? No nutrients in anything. He just wants you to eat just straight plastic. One man's fight is and has always been what every man's fight. Mother Earth has joined the struggle. Y'all want to preach, man. Preach. Jake want to preach, y'all. You know who exposed? Let me see something. Let me see if I can get that video right quick. You know who be exposed in these? Let's see something. You know who be exposed in these? Here we go, right here. Damn, what didn't come up? Or did it? You know who be exposed? It didn't even come up. God damn, I tried to save it, y'all. Hold on, let me see. Let me see if I got it on my phone. They wouldn't even give it to me. It's amazing how some of these videos they wouldn't even let me see something here. That might be it. Y'all bear with me. Oh yeah, that is it. Y'all bear with me. That's it. Let me click on it. I was right. It just didn't show up like I wanted it to show up. Here we go right here. Just like in the time that we're in now. Hold on, let me pause this for a minute. Y'all bear with me. I know y'all won't go. I know they're gonna give me a damn commercial. Skip. Okay. I know they were gonna do this here. Y'all bear with me. Let me move this over a little bit. Cause I think I'm gonna end it on this right here before I actually go into it. This must-see, unapologetic white woman calls out her people in a viral hit. Blacks were right all along. This is a most of you all may have seen, most of you all may not have seen it, but this is an older. Let's just hear it out, right? And we're gonna go into the lesson. It's 23 minutes. It's long though. Let's check it out. Hold up.
Reason that white people in the United States or anywhere we are, in Europe, in Africa, in Australia, in Israel, wherever we are the colonizers. We are the colonizers. And we live off the expense of the assault, Europe's assault on Africa, the kidnapping of African human beings, the trafficking.
Who they talking about? Who was she talking about? She said the kidnapping of human beings, and they're not. You know what? Y'all bear with me, y'all. Bear with me now. You gotta get some precepts up in here too now. Just can't keep hearing all this here. Ecclesiasticus. Exodus. Exodus 21 and verse 16. And he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death. Who are you talking about? Esau Edom still got us over here in captivity, y'all. Y'all just be thinking, y'all think y'all free because you ain't got no chain around your neck and no around your wrist and around your waist. Right? So you think you're free. You're not free. You're not free. You know, that so-called taking people from slavery, all they did was took the chain from around your neck and then made them amendments. What was that, amendment 13 and 14? Then in the process of putting us only in slavery, they put the whole country, whole nation in slavery. Which is so-called white people too, with all these taxes and stuff. So, you know, no one gets away. You know, the elite is the elite. The elite does not care about no white person living in their little neighborhoods or whatever. He gonna I just like this mark of the beast is gonna be what? It's gonna affect everybody. No one is gonna get past that MOTB. No one is gonna get past this beast system. Because everything is designed. They already know how they're gonna do it. They know how to do it. All they're gonna do is take something from you, then you're gonna lose your mind, then y'all gonna, you know, take it long enough. Look, man, it wasn't even 30 days. And most of you all lost y'all mind, especially you women. I don't see y'all on here bragging no more. And talking mess. I don't see you talking smack and bragging. Let's hear them out.
All of these things that we hear today, this is where it came from. Hundreds of years of assaulting and stealing everything that African people and Africa as a continent had and putting it into the hands of white people. And so this is why, as the chairman has said, the true class struggle, the true working class in the world is the African and colonized working class, not white people, because all white people, and you know this is true, you and I know this is true by just living our lives and seeing it. All white people sit on the pedestal on the backs of African and indigenous people. And, you know, the statistics are that even poor white people have an easier ability in a crisis to raise $3,000 in an emergency than middle-class African people do. Because we live in social wealth.
I know I don't understand your experience.
Yes, ma'am.
Because I have never had to live it.
Come on now.
I can sympathize, and I can recognize when things are wrong.
That's right.
For instance, if a black man or woman should never be afraid for their life, for getting pulled over for speeding.
Come on now.
But I have never lived in that fear.
Come on now. Come on.
No black man or woman should ever be reluctant to walk outside for fear of racial profiling.
Come on.
Just like our women see them curses, the curses is turning, man, right? You know, just like Eve, our women, the so-called black woman, it had turned on us. You know, they can't have a conversation without putting down the so-called black man. You know, now you know the curses have turned. They definitely have turned. Now they are doing what? They are exposing their men. Why? Because the struggle. You know, this once they start taking shit from white people gonna start speaking out. Why? Because they making them uncomfortable. Before then, they didn't give a damn what they did to you. Because why? Because they was comfortable. They were still doing what? They were still taking month vacations and still doing what it is they want to do, go where they want to go, eat what they want to eat. now, you know, everything is looking vague to them. Now they want to be part of what, of the struggle. Why they want to be part of the struggle? Because now the struggle is in their backyard, on their doorstep. But y'all we are just begun, y'all.
But I have never been racially profiled.
That's right. Come on now.
No black man or woman should ever expect to go to jail in their lifetime because of the color of their skin.
Come on now.
But I have never lived in that expectancy. And this is why I don't believe in the phrase, I don't see color.
That's right.
One, to say you don't see color is a lie.
Come on now.
We're different. We can all see that. But two, and way more importantly, to deny the differences in our skin is to deny the differences in our privilege.
Come on. Yeah.
I'm going to say that again because I think it's worth repeating. To deny the differences in our skin is to deny the differences in our privilege. To deny...
Jeremiah 22:13. Woe unto him that buildeth his house by unrighteousness, in his chambers by wrong, that useth his neighbor's service without wages, and giveth him not for his work. We have built this whole country here, man, the so-called black man, right? And in the process of them working the hell out of us, they did what? They took our women and raped them, made them straight. That's where the term bed wench come from. He stayed in master's bed, man. Does not matter. A man don't supposed to lay down with another man's wife, no matter what color he or she is. You're supposed to lay down with another man's wife. Well, Esau Edom ain't gave a damn about none of that. Woe unto him that buildeth his house by unrighteousness, and his chambers by wrong, that useth his neighbor's service without wages, and giveth him not for his work.
The differences in our color is to promote ignorance. Ignorance is the reason that systemic racism and oppression is allowed to exist in this country. I'm going to talk on about three things. One of those is change, the other is ignorance, and one is discomfort. I'll get there.
Go ahead. Let you die.
Shut up, Jake. Let's see what this Susan talking about. This is my first time seeing it, like it's your first time seeing it, man. This entire video here. So hey, it's new to me too.
Hello lovelies, welcome back to today's episode. This bold white woman came out to express how they are
Oh, it's her. It's her video. I didn't know that. So let's see what else she got here. Let me skip this here.
Yeah, 3 major rebellions.
Never sue the other driver after.
Y'all bear with me, man. Y'all bear with me. We gotta get this. They don't get them money, y'all.
And none of them worked. Slave owners in America had something nobody else had. 5 million poor white people. That's what W.E.B. Du Bois argued in 1935. He said slavery demanded a special police force. And he wasn't just talking about slave patrols. Poor whites, folks who had nothing in Europe. In America, they labored long hours with little pay and terrible work conditions. These 5 million poor whites created an informal surveillance system. They snitched, kidnapped, and returned slaves. They made sure nobody got out of line. And when slave rebellion started, they came out in even larger numbers. Keep in mind, they didn't own any slaves. They weren't making a real profit. And they probably could have changed their conditions had they teamed up with us and waged a class struggle.
Shut the hell up, Jake. Jake just. Let's hear the enemy's wives talk, y'all. Women talk. Man, these Jakes just be, these Jakes be, y'all be. The Heavenly Father created a separation for a reason, man. And he didn't just separate us just to be separating. He separated us because that was a reason for him separating us. I don't want to get into a whole nother subject, but he's not. Oh yeah, but he ain't getting away. What that is, Job? He's not getting away, y'all. I gotta look. Let's see, Job. What that is? Y'all bear with me, y'all. Job 21. That's what it is. Job 21 in verse. should let it play and then found it. Job 21 and 19. 21 and 19. God, thy power, layeth up his iniquity for his children. He rewardeth him, and he shall know it. So in other words, he's not going to get away. Just like I just read in Jeremiah 22:13 concerning him building, concerning woe unto him that built up his house by unrighteousness, and his chambers by what? By wrong, that uses his neighbor's servant without wages, and giveth him not for his work. So Esau Edom is going to turn. Hey, he going into captivity, y'all. It's only a matter of time before he going into captivity. But Job 21 and 19 again. God layeth up his iniquity, meaning his sins, because no one has paid, no one, and I repeat, no one has paid for all the atrocities that have been done over here to so-called black people, and we just say the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Natives. Nobody has been paying for those crimes, especially Jake hangings and man. Ooh, Lord, Esau got a lot of blood on his hands, y'all. A lot of blood on his hands. What's that, Isaiah 14:21? He got a lot of blood on his hands, y'all. Isaiah 14, verse 21. Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers. So, just like we paying for our forefathers' sins, this is why we are still in captivity, and we were born. If you were born over here in America, you were born back into what? You were born into captivity. Born in captivity. You were never free. Even as a child, you was given to the state, right? A number, a social security number. So you were not free. So, Esau Edom is going to get his. It's going to turn on him as well. It's going to turn. It's just a matter of time. Let's hear a little more.
With white liberals when it comes to the black community is that they don't even realize that they're doing more harm than good. And I firmly and wholeheartedly know to be true that for most of them, it's coming from a loving, compassionate, kind-hearted place, but it's still objectively causing harm. The white liberal sees the black community as a community that needs to be safe. We need to add further protections for the black community. We need to rewrite laws for the black community. We need to hand out government assistance, to keep helping the black community. But all that's doing is keeping them in a self-destructive cycle. Rely on handouts, rely on the government, rely on external help. And I'm sorry.
The only black person getting handouts is the men ain't getting no handouts. The men can't even go to the dentist for free. Can't get see, this place is through. This place is over with. It's done. There's no coming back for America, right? There's no coming back. Because the scripture is very clear concerning a house divided. Right? This is why so-called white people are speaking out and talking about helping us and this and that. This is, they're just talking. They're just talking because the what? The Maboko, the majority of them, they don't feel that way. This is a small majority of people speaking out. What they 12 in Matthew 12 and 25, and Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to what? To desolation. And every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. And especially this, like I say, they start on the inner workings of what? Of America first, and establishing what they're establishing. They're establishing what? Hate, violence, separation. Right? These are the things, and it's going to happen. It's just a matter of time when it's going to happen, right? They make you comfortable right now, but damn, I just thought about that precept again. I thought about it, and it went away again. Concerning, they have you comfortable, and then once you get comfortable, then here it comes. Then they drop it on your head for real, and then you're not going to see that. Same way you're not going to see when the Lord returns. You're not going to know when the Lord going to return. So, hey, it is what it is.
Sorry, but this is a form of bigotry. It's not your intention, but it's backhanded and it's there. You can't succeed without my help. That's racism. Not one of the messages in the liberal policy for the black community is, you are great on your own, you just need to see it. And that's what conservatives have been trying to say.
Pull yourself up by your own bootstrap. And that's what they tell. That's what they favorite saying. Pull yourself up by your own bootstrap. You know, and I think I heard. No, I don't think I know. I seen a couple of Jakes told so-called white people that when they were losing all their stuff. Pull yourself up by your own bootstrap. You know, they thought it's a joke, but it's not gonna be something that's gonna be let's see what this Jake talking about. It's not gonna be something that's gonna be well, Esau's kingdom is short-lived at this present moment. So let's see what this Jake talking about.
Anything on their own, and you don't think that's a form of holding someone back?
Okay, so let's talk facts. Racism isn't just about ignorance or hate, right? It's about profit. Because slavery didn't just build cotton empires, it built Wall Street. Black bodies were literally collateral for loans, insurance policies, and investments. So you fast forward to today, and you have a private prison system that still racks in millions for mass incarceration. You got news outlets that boost ratings by pushing fear and division because outrage sells. And let's not forget, redlining real estate, discriminatory insurance, and predatory lending, they didn't just happen. They were built on racism, and they made people rich. See, racism has never been just about feelings. It's been about economics, because if you can dehumanize a group, right, you can exploit them. And if you can exploit them, you can profit. That's how the entire country could claim freedom and opportunity while building in wealth off of people who were denied votes. So when folks talk about ending racism, it's not just about being nicer. It means redistributing power, wealth, and access, not to punish, but
community. Y'all be listen, man. The scriptures are very clear concerning America not being your rest. This is not your rest, Jake. You know, this place is not going to continue in 2030, 2035, 2040, 2050. This is not going to happen. Because why? Because the vision is what? The vision is there. Habakkuk 2 and verse 3. For the vision is yet for what? For an appointed time. But at the end it shall speak. You think the prophets are on the four corners speaking and giving you the framework of what's going to take place over here in America, giving it to you, but you're not paying attention to it. Why? Because it's not for you. I'm sorry to say that. Just like all this community crap, y'all keep talking about this community, save the community, and if anybody talking about saving Esau's kingdom and saving the community and trying to build over here in America, you are lost. You're lost. Because why? Because the Heavenly Father, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, it's tarry, meaning, you know, a lot of you are what? You know, you're very impatient. You all want things to happen overnight. Yeah, just like we want it to happen. Just like we want this destruction of this kingdom, of Esau's kingdom, to happen overnight. Though it tarry, wait for it. For what? For the kingdom. Because it will surely come, it will not tarry. And when it take place, and take hold of Esau's kingdom, it's over with. 1 hour, man. 1 hour, this place is going to be what? Destroyed. It's not coming back.
but to repair, to balance the scale that's been tilted for centuries. But here's the catch, because people raised on privilege disguised as normal hear justice and feel like it means laws. They've never had to imagine fairness without their head start. But justice isn't scarcity, y'all. It's stability. Ending racism doesn't take something from you. It builds something with all of us. But to
You're not going to end racism in Esau's kingdom. Esau is the wicked of the earth, man. He is the wicked. So you're not going to end anything by living in what in Esau Edom kingdom. Habakkuk 2:5. Yet ye also, because he transgresseth by wine. A lot of you all are what? That wine is policies, and goes into what? Ideals. And a lot of you all philosophies are caught up in what? In Esau's program. Huh? Programming. Programs of what? Whether we talking about religion, or we talking about being part of the system, or we talking about being part of his music, his rap, or whatever, you all are taking shape in this devil's kingdom. Well, a small version of us, but that's all it takes. Is a handful or two to what? To manipulate the bulk of us into thinking that this place is is the ideal place to actually to carry on forever. Madness. Ye also transgressed by wine. He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth himself as desire as hell. So as long as this devil got us over here, and that hell, it goes into what? The grave or death. He's going to keep putting us to death. He's going to keep gunning us down. He's going to keep treating us like, when he take us in the hospital, you gotta pull a nail off your finger. He didn't make it. They want them organs. He lost a toe. He didn't make it. The poison spread through his body. It's going to continue to be that way until what? Until we get out of this devil's kingdom, man. His desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied. Why? Because Esau Edom will always want it all. Look at what's going on now. He got the whole earth. He got the whole entire earth. He still ain't satisfied. Now he wants to what? He wants to control your soul with that MOTB. Cannot be satisfied, but what? But gather unto him all nations. Why? He's going to, you best believe he's going to establish that new world order, man. This is what going to take shape real soon. The new world order / MOTB. And heapeth unto him all people. What other nation has this variety? You got the Chinese, Japanese, Arabs, which is Ishmael. You got every, you name it, a nationality of people. They're over here in America. This is the only place got every nation got all what? He said, and heapeth, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. All of them. And all these people are our enemies, man. Why you think we don't own anything in this devil's kingdom, man? We never own it. You got multi-millionaires and some billionaires of our people, and they don't own anything. All they got is money. They tell them don't buy anything. You better not buy nothing. But guess what? Shall not all these take up a proverb against him? This is the inner workings, right? And the enemies of what? Of outside, which is allies of Esau Edom. They're all gonna do what? Shall not all these take up a proverb against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? Huh? Heaping all of the world, taking resources. By what? By force. Taking resources from people by force. That increaseth that which is not his. How long? How long Yahweh Shemi Hawashai going to allow this devil to what? To ruin the earth and abuse his people? How long? And to him that ladeth himself with what? With thick clay, meaning debt, man. Debt. Who's more debt than the so-called black people, so-called black man, right? Because he can't never have enough FRN, Federal Reserve note, which is that money, to buy anything, to pay anything off. So why? This is why a lot of y'all is in trouble over here in America anyway, because you live above your means. right? And who live above their means more than women? You know, a woman can have Eve can have a $25,000 a year job, $25,000 to $30,000 a year job, right? And go buy a $60,000 car. Where did that make sense at? Madness, man. I'll read the rest of this and let's hit a little more of this out. Then I'm gonna read a few more pieces. I'll close this out.
Get there, we have to admit what too many are still afraid to say out loud. Racism was never just a glitch in the system. It is the system, and it's wildly profitable.
You need to look at this from an anthropological perspective and look at human beings more as like a species, an animal. It is not just our ability to feel that separates us from AI, but it is our ability to feel.
See, there go women. There go Esau women exposing them again.
For each other. Empathy. The ability to empathize. And I say that empathy specifically is what makes you human because animals have feelings. For example, I've seen countless videos of like people who have multiple pets, and when one passes away, the other pet will experience depression because of the loss of their buddy. Animals can feel. Humans can empathize. Literally appears in...
Listen, man, this is harsh. You know what, right? Because right now, she can ride down the street. She can see a black man on the side of the road, hungry, starving, and she would not stop and give him a drink of water or anything. But let a dog be on the side of the road, starving, looking around like he ain't even got to look twice. All you got to do is look at her one time. She going to go get him. She going to scoop him up. She going to put him in her car. And she going to take him home. She going to nourish him. She going to give him everything that he want. And y'all know this here, man. Y'all know this here, man. Verse 6 of Habakkuk 2 and 6. I ain't letting no more play. Shall not all these take up a proverb against him and a taunting proverb against him and say, woe unto him that increaseth that which is not his? How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. Shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them? Meaning their possession. Booty, possession. Right? What that is? Zephaniah? Y'all bear with me. Let me see something. Y'all bear with me. I think that's Zephaniah. I'm thinking about. I think it's 1. I'm already there, ain't it, man? I think it's 1 and verse 13. Therefore their goods shall be come a booty, meaning possession, and their houses a desolation. They shall also build houses, but not inhabit them, and they shall plant vineyards, but not drink the wine thereof. This is the overall theme when it comes to what us as so-called black people over here in America. We have not been able to live, live comfortable in this devil's kingdom. It's just not going to happen. What that is, Nahum 3 and 1, woe to the bloody city. Excuse me, y'all. It is all full of lies and robbery. Huh? The prey departeth not. The prey, who is that? The Israelites. Y'all want to remain a part of this devil's kingdom, and you don't want to what? You don't want to leave it. You don't want to leave. Where did I stop at in Habakkuk? Verse 8, which is 3 and 8. Because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee. What did Isaiah 33 and 1? Let's get that real quick. Isaiah 33 and verse 1. I think that's what I want. Y'all bear with me now. Let's see if I got it right here. Yeah. What did I say? Spoil thee because of men's blood, and for what? For the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein. 33:1, Isaiah 33:1. Woe to thee that spoileth, that thou wast not spoiled, and what? And dealeth treacherously. Esau, Edom is that what? That man of what? Of sin, man. He dealt treacherously. Huh? And they dwelt not treacherously with thee when thou shalt cease to spoil. He gonna be a spoil soon. Thou shalt be what? Spoiled, and when thou shalt make and what? An end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee. Huh? You know the nations. Verse 9. Woe to him that covereth an evil covetousness to what? To his house, that he may what? May set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from what? The power of evil. This devil thinking that he's they thinking that they're going to escape the wrath of the Lord. They truly think they're going to escape the wrath of the Lord, and they're going to make it out real easily with what they're trying to do, which is what? That new world order, right? But it's not going to happen. What I want. Let's drop down to verse 15. Woe unto him, Esau, Edom, that giveth his neighbor drink, you Israelites, that putteth thy what? Thy bottle to him, and maketh him drunken, also that thou mayest look on their nakedness. Hey, he won't meaning with their nakedness, meaning the Israelites, meaning that what? That they don't have a covering, should I say? They don't have a covering for this truth. Verse 16. Thou art filled with shame, for glory drink thou also, and let thy what? Foreskin be uncovered, meaning exposed. Now guess what? The cup, that cup of what? Of wrath, hell, captivity, slavery, the cup of the Lord's, Yahweh, right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shall shameful spewing shall be on what? On thy glory. Lamentations, that's what I want. Lamentations 4 to be exact. Hold up, y'all. 4:21. Yeah, Lamentation 4:21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwelleth in the land of Uz. The cup, what cup? That cup of wrath, slavery, the curses, also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken, and what? And shall make it what? Thyself naked, meaning exposed. What that is, Habakkuk 2:14. The punishment of thy iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion, you Israelites. He will no more carry thee away into what? Into captivity. He will visit thy iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. So Esau, Edom will not get away from what? From the power of the Lord and the glory of what? Of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Because why? That destruction is going to manifest itself. What I want. Let's end it with let me see, 31. 50, Jeremiah 30 and 50 and 31. Behold, I am against thee, O thou most proud, saith the Lord God Yahweh of hosts. For thy day is come. What day? The day for judgment. You to be judged. The time that I will visit thee. And the most proud shall stumble and fall, and none shall rise him up. And I will kindle a fire in his cities, and it shall devour all round about him. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, the children of Israel, and the children of Judah, which is the northern and the southern tribe of the children of Israel, man, were oppressed together. And this is the only place, which is America, where the children of Israel, northern and southern tribe, were in one captivity. And all that took them captive held them fast. They refused to let them go. Remember what Exodus 21:16 you read? They refused to let them go. Let's see something. Let me see something here. No, I don't want that. Let's go 40. Let's drop down to 40. I'm reading verbatim. As God overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah, which is America, this is future prophecy. Because Sodom and Gomorrah, the neighbor city thereof, saith the Lord Yahweh, so shall no man abide there. Neither shall what any man any son of man dwell therein. Talking about America. Are they not dwelling in that area at this present moment? Yes, they are. So this is a future prophecy. We talk about this. Sodom and Gomorrah is referring to what? America, man. Right? Behold, it's spiritually what? Sodom and Gomorrah. Spiritually what? Egypt. It's spiritually wherever any captivity, especially major captivity that we was what? In captivity, it was slaves in. America is spiritually those cities or country, town, whatever you want to call them. Behold, a people shall come from the north. What people? Start with Russia. And a great nation and many kings shall be raised up from the coasts of the earth. This is the end of America. They shall hold the bow and the lance. They are cruel and will not show mercy. Just like Esau even didn't show any mercy. You know, just like right now, they never show mercy on anyone and anybody. Even when they are publicized and destroying, hey man, tens of thousands of people, they still what? They still do what? Show no mercy. They are cruel and will not. So they're going to be cruel and will not show mercy to them, which is a miracle. If you're not part of the 1/3 of the children of Israel, you will be what? Destroyed over here in America by fire. Their voice shall roar like what the sea, and they shall ride upon horses. We don't have any horses anymore, y'all. They're going to be those nuclear missiles. Right? Everyone put in array. We're not shooting arrows either. Like a what? A man to battle against who? The old daughter of Babylon. That's a miracle, man. So that no say call halal Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua, Bahashim, Rakah Qudash, Shalom. Esau Edom at your neck again.